I love being a black man. There's nothing else that's better than being a black man. And it's kind of funny that I say that. Black men, we face a fucked up, harsh plight. Black men, we experience a whole lot of racism, and it's very hard to be a black man in America. But even though black men, we experience all this bullshit, we experience a whole lot of opposition and racism. Even though we experience all those harsh, negative things in this society as black men, I still love being a black man. I would never want to be a white guy. I would never want to be a Latino guy. I would never want to be any other race besides black, especially a black man. I love being a black man because there's no one else better than us. Black men, we're just superior. You know, um, Black men, we are superior. That's why everybody else hates on us. Black men, we're the most hated race. We're the most hated people in the world, specifically and especially American black men. American black men, we are so hated because we're God's most superior creation. The American black man is God's most superior creation. And all these other races, are jealous of us. You know, the American black man, we represent superiority. The American black man, we are the face and the epitome of masculinity. You know, we are the most masculine race of men. Masculinity represents power. There's masculinity and there's femininity. Masculinity represents strength, leadership, order, and femininity represents docility, being docile, being in place. So the American black man, we are the most powerful in a sense. I know, and it's kind of funny that I say that American black men, we're the most powerful group of men. Naturally, we are, but even though the white man has power, the white man has the most strongest weapons. The white man currently rules the world, but naturally, black men were more powerful and superior to white men. Even white men at their core feel inferior to black men. White men at their core feel inferior to black men, and they definitely feel sexually inferior to black men. You know, that's why a lot of these other races of men, these white men, these Hispanic men, they go out their way. These other races of men go out their way to train their women to hate American black men. They don't want these other races of men, they don't want their women to have sex and sleep with American black men. These other races of men ingrain that hatred for American black men into their women's psyche. And at the end of the day, these other races of men, they do that because they don't want their women to sleep with black men because these other races of men know they can't feel a black man's shoes, especially sexually. American black men, we're more masculine. We're stereotyped as having bigger dicks. Um, We're stereotyped as being more sexual, being better at sex. And white men, other races of men feel as though if black men with all of our sexual prowess sleep with their women would sexually prefer black men over these other races of men. And these other races of men, they have this Mendigo complex. These other races of men stereotype black men as these sexual Mandingo warriors who are just good at sex, and these other races of men know that they can never fill a black man's shoes sexually, and they don't even want their women to even test out a black guy because if all these other races of women test out a black guy and find out we're actually better in bed, man, all these other races of women will start choosing black men over these little white boys. So these other races of men, white men in particular, they actually have a sense of inferiority to black men. On the surface, they train their women and train people in society. These other races of men would train their women in society and teach them that, oh, we don't want you to date black guys because black guys are lazy, black guys are thuggish, black guys are criminals, black guys don't work, black guys don't have ambition. These other races of men, they'll tell their women those fucked up reasons to not fuck with a black guy, but at the root reason, those are not the root reasons why these other races of men don't want their women to fuck with black guys. The real reason is that these other races of men know they can never fill a black man's shoes sexually, and they know they can't compete with a black man sexually. So these other races of men, white men in particular, they're projecting their flaws. They're projecting their sexual flaws onto black men and trying to change the narrative that black man, we're just these fucked up people. We're so lazy, and that's why women shouldn't want us. Man, white society really be projecting their bullshit onto black men. But, and another reason why I love being a black man is because we're God's chosen. Black men, black American men especially, we're superior. We're the most superior naturally, we're the most superior man. And that's because we're God's chosen man. We are the most superior man on earth because we are closest to God. And who's more superior than God? That's why the American black man is so superior because we are God's chosen people. We are the Hebrew Israelites of the Bible. For me as a black man, I get hated on, you know. Society opposes me as a black man because deep down inside, even to a certain extent consciously, these other races hate on you as a black man because they know you are the closest thing on this earth to God. These other races, they know you as a black man, you're the true Hebrew Israelite, you're God's chosen people. And me, I walk around this society, I walk around with confidence. I walk around as a black man with my head held up high because I feel good about myself as a black man. I feel good that I know that I'm one of God's elect Israelites. I feel good that I know that I'm one of God's chosen people, and God loves no one on this earth more than me as an American black man from the tribe of Judah. And I would never in my life want to be a white guy. I would never. Even white men have so much privilege. White men can get away with doing a whole lot of bullshit. It's easier for a white man to get a high paying job, even though white men have all these perks in society over American black men. I still will never desire to be a white man. White men have more access to women. It's easier for a white man to fuck a whole lot of women. But even though me as a black man, I have to work hard for everything I do. I have to work hard to get a woman. I have to work hard and improve myself so women can take me seriously. And other races of men, they don't have to do all the bullshit that black men have to do. But even though I have all these things in society against me as a black man, I would never want to be trade places with another race of man. I love being a black man. And as black men, we need to start loving ourselves more. If we truly start to love ourselves more, we'll treat each other better. We'll be friends with other black men instead of killing them in the streets, instead of mean mugging other black men. You know, we'll smile and wave at other black men in the streets and create friendships with other black men and encourage each other to be our best selves. If black men, if we truly start to love ourselves as individuals, we'll take care of ourselves more. We'll improve ourselves as men more. Be more creative. Find multiple ways of income. If black men, if we really start to love ourselves, we could turn the whole black community around within one generation. You know, if we start loving each other, building friendships with other black men, building business relationships with other black men, and keeping in contact with each other. All that stems from love, and you have to love yourself as a black man. American black man, you are the Hebrew Israelites. God loves no one more than he loves you because you're his chosen people, the Hebrew Israelites of the Bible. And we have to start loving ourselves. All right, YouTube.